This season of Medium at Large is brought to you by Quinn, the luxe but affordable skincare line your skin's been thirsting for. With not one, not two, but 5 essential ceramides, yes, 5, Quinn hydrates, restores, and protects your precious skin barrier. Say goodbye to dryness, say hello to a healthy, radiant glow exclusively at Chemist Warehouse. Let's go.
And it's interesting that you said that I had the relationships joining because I'm having a wedding in October.
Welcome to Medium at Large. I'm David the Medium, and here you can expect some real, raw, and honest conversations around what spirituality actually means to show you that it's not supernatural, it's actually just supernatural. Each week I sit down with some familiar faces from all walks of life to show you how spirituality shows up for them. No filters, no fluff, just raw human stories around belief, doubt, and everything in between. And yes, every now and then, spirit might show up as well. So whether you're deeply spiritual, deeply skeptical, or somewhere in between, you're in the right place. Hi everyone, welcome back to Medium at Large. Today I'm joined by actor, producer, and content creator Lyanna Kia.
Yay!
Thanks for coming on Medium at Large.
No, thank you so much for having me.
The pleasure's all
I'm so
mine.
happy to be here.
You're just saying that, or do you really mean it?
No, I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad I get to meet you.
Likewise, thank you so much for coming on. There's so much I want to unpack with you, because even just sitting with you for the last few minutes, like just having a chat behind the scenes.
Zip me open, baby.
I'm surprised. Best offer I'm getting this week. So,
Okay.
So you have said you've done podcasts before, but this is kind of like your first like spiritual kind of podcast?
Yes,
How cool.
definitely. I was close to experiencing something like that when I was in LA doing a podcast with my friends.
Yeah.
But not like this. So yes, the first.
What was that one? I'm intrigued to hear about
We
it.
were talking about scary movies. We got
Yeah.
into talking about ghosts. And then there were candles on the table. And the lights just went out. I mean, the candle
Candles
just
went
like that. I was like,
Yeah, it's nuts. We were saying that off camera. Like LA does have a really crazy energy to it. So sometimes
oh,
when
it does.
like,
Chaotic.
Yeah, that's it.
Chaotic.
Sometimes when
It's
we go to
insane.
different cities, like people just assume that it's like, you know, where it feels like our hometown. But then you go there and you're like, oh, like I'm not sleeping well, or I feel really energized and any of that.
There are some parts of LA that I'm just like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
95% of it.
Yeah.
It's my hometown, essentially, but energetically.
Yeah.
So when it comes to spirituality, because obviously you've got this incredible persona on TikTok and everyone gets to see you
Thank you.
have fun
Appreciate
and
it.
be funny and it's Auntie
Be
Kia.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. How cool. But like when it comes to spirituality, like have you ever like had a reading before? What's your sort of personal experience with it?
I don't think I've had very many readings. I think maybe like twice in my life I've had readings.
Yeah, nice.
But I'm open-minded. I'm not gonna, because I think that we don't know everything.
Yeah.
You don't know everything. You can't possibly know everything. So I just like to keep myself open-minded and go with the flow, I
Yeah,
suppose.
see, I love that. And it's such a good way to be, because I find like the world that we grew up in, like we see so much and we just assume that we do know it all. But
Well,
especially when it comes to the
because I
grave.
feel like my upbringing as well, like not that we were very, very Buddhist, but we would do like Qingming. How do I explain Qingming? That's like when you go to the graveyards and then
Okay.
you like pay your respects to your ancestors,
Yeah, nice.
and then you light joss sticks and incense, and then you just like pay your respects to them, but you also like burn hell cash and hell houses and hell cars and things like that to send to your ancestors
Just in case they've gone to hell? Or is it just more so just
to the afterlife.
To the afterlife.
Yeah,
Okay.
the afterlife. Yeah. So you send it to the afterlife so that they can have nice cars and nice houses and lots of money in the afterlife. So we be doing shit like that.
But this
right?
is the thing. I love stuff like that, because there's nothing to say that if we are doing that in that world, sending it energetically to them, that even if they're reincarnated or they are in a different world, like who's to say that we're not reincarnated and born into this world? And then we could be born into wealthy families or born into privilege or born into whatever. You never know.
I'm doing you a favor.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
I'm doing them a favor, right? Right. I'm sending you cars, a house, money. We also buy like food so that we can share food with our ancestors when we visit them at the graveyard. So we do stuff like that. So I feel like spiritual wise, I'm pretty like open.
And I love hearing stories like this as well, because, I grew up like, the inverted commas, like a stereotypical Aussie. Like I wasn't raised religious. Like,
Mhm.
the classical sort of, inverted commas, white Australia don't get exposed to other cultures, especially my generation, because, it wasn't, I mean, Australia's always been a multicultural country, of course, but even when I was growing up, like, it was predominantly very European. So I love
Yeah.
hearing stories like this. So, because even when we were talking off camera, I was saying to Lyanna that like my geography is really strong and I always see flags and things like that. And I did get the Malaysian flag. So did you grow up in Malaysia or what's the
Yeah,
deal there?
I'm
Yeah,
Malaysian.
perfect.
Yeah, I'm Malaysian.
Okay, ethnic Chinese. Yeah,
Yes,
very
yes,
cool.
yes. Chinese Malaysian.
So this is the cool thing because it leads into sort of my next question because I caught up with a friend of mine last week. Shout out to Lisa if you're listening. But Lisa's Chinese Australian, and she lives with her. Well, she's with her partner now, but we're at her house because I've known her forever. And she said that her grandmother was home, but she says, "Oh, you better not come in." And I was like, "Oh, why not?" And she says, "My grandmother's terrified of you." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Because she's
Yeah, yeah,
Chinese
yeah,
heritage.
yeah.
And she was saying, "Oh, the Chinese culture sees a connection with spirit as kind of like connecting with demons. How does that translate? Is there anything like that that you sort of experienced growing up, where the older generation said maybe like mediums? I don't take offense to it, of course, but like the older generation has their views, and even to go into the Western world, like the religion always saw
Yeah.
mediums as sort of connecting with
Yeah, I
that.
think yes and no. I think there is like a negative connotation for sure.
Mm,
It freaks people out a little bit, especially
mm.
when you talk about death, because Asian people don't like talking about death. That's why we have problems with wills and stuff, because like
They don't want to deal
people
with it.
die and they don't do it, and they're like, "Oh no, now what are we gonna do with all this family money?" We don't. Sometimes we don't
What
like
a bad
talking
problem
about.
to have.
No, genuinely, it's a real problem.
Yeah.
No, but most Asian like people, older ones especially, they don't
Mm.
really like talking about death and stuff like that. It's like bad juju and it's just not good energy.
Mm.
But then there are also like the flip side of that, which is like people who actually don't see it as a bad thing,
Mm.
and they do look for that kind of like level of spirituality, and they're very open-minded to it as well. So I think it really depends on your family members.
Yeah. That's it. And it's also like you were saying before, with even the belief of the afterlife. So, if you're still looking after loved ones and, sending them, I like the
Yeah,
idea of
yeah.
sending me a
I
car
think I
and a
think
house.
I think what it is they like a little bit of distance. Like, I'll send you the car and the house. I just don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Just please don't appear at the end of the bed in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any ghost experiences yourself besides the LA with the candles?
Oh, I am so glad to say that I have not experienced
I was kind of
it.
hoping you'd say yes because, Eastern cultures have such fun stories like this.
So, I haven't, okay, but I think that is because I am just like, that freaks me out, and I kind of do. I'm scared that it might be a negative experience. I'm
Yeah,
just
okay.
like, ooh, if it's a good experience, but okay, that's not bad. But like, if it's a bad experience, no. So I think that's why I'm like scared of it, kind of. But then, my grandmom has. I don't know what exactly, because I don't think she's ever told me the story properly, but I think she has. And then my dad also kind of did, not really, maybe. When my grandfather passed, he said that he saw my granddad in his dreams after he had passed,
Yeah.
saying that like, "Don't worry, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm in a better place now. You just take care of your family."
So I love that because I've had personal experiences with that myself, and also people that I read for, my own family, especially when I find when loved ones cross over really quickly and we don't necessarily have the opportunity to even say goodbye to them, their energy becomes even more strong that they will communicate. But I love that you mentioned dreams, because I think so many people, and even so many listening, have probably had dreams of their loved ones, but we kind of then try and find the logic in it where we're like, oh no, that was just wishful thinking because I missed them or anything like that. But when I read people, my brainwaves actually goes into the same level as being asleep, but obviously I'm consciously awake. So I love hearing stories like that because I want everyone to know that if you have dreams of your loved ones where you are talking to them and they're passing on stuff, it's very likely not to be your mind. It is them reaching out to you. So keep an eye out for that, Lyanna.
I will.
Yeah. Now that we're talking about it, because honestly, the more that you talk about it, the more that it sort of breaks down.
Right.
I mean, you're not putting barriers up anyway, but you know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
sort of allows it to come forward quick.
Yeah.
And what do you feel like happens to us when we cross over?
I have no idea. I try not to think about that because that's like, I'm scared of dying myself. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it the fear of the unknown that makes you scared?
Yeah, and like not knowing what happens after you pass. That kind of freaks me out.
Yeah. Do you,
Also, then you got to be old. I mean, hopefully when I'm old, not when I'm like still young, you know.
yeah,
I
we
don't
can't
want to
waste
die
a good
early.
opportunity. That's it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to die early. I got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you got to be old and maybe sick, hopefully not sick. But then
Mm.
you're already so fragile.
Mm.
And then like I don't know where I'm going to go after that. Like, oh, that's kind of freaky.
It's one of my big things because I can appreciate it's like not an easy thing to talk about. I don't really like talking about it either. Like, for me, I've always thought that I might be dying at a younger age. Like I keep saying my late 50s. So I'm in trouble if I get to 60 because honestly, I do not have a savings plan in place. You know what I mean? Like, but like I think for all of us, we do have those fears. Like we all want to get old. We all want to pass away in our sleep. But unfortunately, even life experience has shown us that sometimes our loved ones do get sick or there are sort of tragic things that happen. But
No, I always say to my
I've
partner,
gone really morbid with this, haven't
Yeah,
I? Yeah.
it's okay. But I always say to my partner, if we're both gonna die, right? I have to go first. Then you can come 2 days later.
Good.
Because I don't want to watch you die, okay? You can suffer. I'm going to go first, not you. You can watch. And then after that, you can come like a week later or whatever.
So funny. It reminds me of these stories that Spirit always tells because Spirit loves going to their funeral. And it's sort of like, of course you would. Like, I would love to go to my own funeral. Like, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you have like, what kind of funeral would you have? Like, would you play a type of song or like?
Oh, gosh. Well, I feel like I can't talk about it because then it's
Okay,
jinxing,
okay. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Do you know when you
Yeah.
say, like, I will talk about it, like,
Oh, okay.
but like, do you know sometimes when they like go to like Hollywood celebrities and it's always their final interview where they talk about what they want for their funeral, and it's like, well, you've just jinxed yourself.
Oh,
But for me, I just want to see who shows up.
yeah.
I was like,
yes.
you mother, you bitch, you didn't show up to my funeral.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to haunt you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna haunt you and your children for 7 generations. So
done. Do you have a funeral song? That's it. Why am I asking such morbid questions? I don't do this
hey,
usually.
man, that's just how the conversation went. But I
Okay.
feel like here's the thing, right? I kind of want people to like celebrate my life, like in all of my achievements.
Yeah.
Instead of being sad. I mean, like you can be a little bit sad. You can be a little bit sad. I was incredible. So
I'm a little bit
I'm just
too.
kidding. No, you be a little bit sad. But like most of the time, I kind of just want. It's like a really good excuse to throw a party, is it not?
100%.
So like everyone's there.
That's it. Spirit calls it a celebration of life. That's what they call funerals. So when I'm reading for someone and they're referencing their celebration of life, they're actually talking about their funeral.
Yeah, and I want people to talk about like all the stuff I've done,
That's
like,
it.
oh wow, she did this and it was so incredible. And like I want people to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the credits in a movie, really. Because it's our life. And life is like a movie and life continues after the movie as well.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think happens in the after?
Well, see, this is the thing. Like from my experience, it's I don't believe in hell.
Okay.
So I don't believe that the soul can get eternally condemned to, struggle. Like,
right.
But I do believe that after we leave Earth, we do go to a version of heaven. But I call it the waiting room because I also believe it's not the final resting spot either.
Okay.
But it is what we would imagine it to be. Like it's very peaceful, very happy. The soul's at peace. The soul understands its life journey because, irregardless of when we cross over, like you, I, everyone, like we're going to have things that are still ongoing. Like, not everyone leaves with every chapter
Finished.
closed.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But then they understand their life lessons and their journeys. I do believe in reincarnation as well. Do you believe in reincarnation?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like
it's one of these things where who does know until we're there?
Yeah. But then also like there's stories of people who like say they're like born and then at like 5 years old, as soon as they start speaking, they're like, I used to know this guy who used to be my dad in a previous life and he lives here. And it's true. They still live there. And like apparently this, and I'm just like, how does that happen? And then like coincidences, like two coincidentally coincidence.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is cool because I always say kids up until the age of 7, they're not human. Like they are such little spiritual beings. Like
I'm gonna go tell my niece that.
Yeah.
You're not human.
But ask her questions. Like take advantage of the situation. Like really start talking about stuff with her because there was a really good show on Netflix. I don't know whether you saw it. It was a few years ago. It was called Surviving Death, and it was by an author called Leslie Keenan. I think her name was, and she was investigating the paranormal. Like she's a journalist, but she did a lot of paranormal activity and things like that. But then she dived into people talking about their near-death experiences, but also their past life experiences.
Yeah.
And there's so many stories of children, especially, vividly remembering past lives to the point where they can reference details, names, and things like that. Like there was a really famous one in Chicago, I think it was, with this young white boy who vividly remembered that he was a black woman who died in a building fire, but literally knew her whole family, knew the names, knew her former address. And it's like, you're
Yeah.
4 years old or 5 years
Yeah.
old. Like there's no way.
Like, how would you know that?
Exactly.
Right? So, like, how would you know anything?
So I think
Nobody knows anything.
Exactly. So I think it's just good validation that there is so much more, even what you were saying before, there's so much more than what we know, what we see, and we're just along for the ride. And I say to everyone, just be open-minded, because I was a skeptic to begin with. Like my background's corporate, so it's sort of like,
Oh, you were a corporate baddie.
yeah, well, you know,
Corporate baddie.
I had bad eyebrows. That's probably as bad as I got, really.
No, it wasn't you. It was the times. Okay, it was just the 2016. I mean, when was this? Like when you
2016 was literally the last year.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so like, how did I know that? No, no, because 2016 I had the crazy eyebrows as well.
Keep going. What else do you know? I'm gonna make you read me, Lyanna.
No, I had the crazy brows.
Oh.
I had the, back in the day when like the contour had to be like.
I still can't do it. Even now, my makeup's like mid. Like, you know what I mean?
No, you look fantastic. No,
I'll
but
stop it. You're too kind.
no, you stop. No, but seriously, the eyebrows in the 2015, 2016, like the crazy brows and everything, it wasn't us. Okay, it was just we were the product of that era of makeup.
Well, it was different because you mentioned you were 30 years old now.
I am 30.
In the 30s, 31.
Yeah,
30,
I'm 31. Yeah,
Should never talk about a lady's age. I'm so rude. Apologies. But like,
I'm trying to get over it. Actually, I'm really trying to, because like you get like this kind of like guilt almost for turning 30.
30s is when life starts, though. It really does. Like I know we were saying that.
Like you were saying before, like
Yeah.
the mental clarity that you have
Oh,
in your
100%.
30s compared to in your 20s. But
Yeah.
like there's also this like guilt of like, oh, I'm 31. Like you don't want to tell people that. But then like, no, I am 31. I have to own it. I have to own the fact that I'm 31.
100%.
And also like all of the wisdom and the life experiences that I've had until now. Like I should be proud of the fact that I'm 31, and still looking this good. Bitch, like.
You make it sound like 31's even old, though. That's the thing. But like I found turning 30, like I'm 38 now. So it's like, I'm near retirement age, basically.
Oh.
But like turning 30, it provided so much clarity. It really did. Like all the dramas of like teenage years, everyone always said to me, the 20s is when you sort of work out who you are, and the 30s when you start living it. And I think that's so true.
I think for me, I struggled a lot with it's like that TikTok thing, right? When they say that your prefrontal cortex finally develops and you're like, oh, life makes sense.
Yeah.
That was me at like 26 is when it finally started to like come together. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm not a moron anymore. I have brains. I'm smart now.
I see life in a different way.
I see yeah, you have perspective.
Yeah.
And you start to appreciate things that you didn't appreciate before.
100%.
And you're like grown now. The 30s, really, the mental clarity is like, thank God.
That's what they say. And then the 40s is like a revival. Like it's like a renaissance of just, again, seeing life differently. So we have a lot to look forward to. But I was also the pre-social media generation. So like even when I finished school, like I only just got a mobile phone in year 11. So I was like 17.
Mm-hmm.
Like Instagram was still a good 10 years away. Like TikTok was not even known until like a song by Kesha in the 2010 or whatever it was.
It's funny that you say that, because like I was in the era of like social media, but I wasn't really on it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really properly get on it, and like until 5 years ago.
So what made you transition into, because you how long have you been in Australia for now?
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Because I know like a lot of the content that I've seen of yours, even because it always comes up on my For You page, by the way.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, good to know. Yay!
But it's sort of showing like a really funny sort of modern side of sort of the cross boundaries between like Asian culture mixed with like the West, essentially, like Australia. Like, how did you sort of transition into that? Like, what brought that along? Was it something that you just did for fun and then it exploded because so many people resonate with it? Or how did that come about for you?
Well, it was in the middle of COVID.
Okay.
And then we were all like sitting at home, bored and depressed slightly. Well, not me. I wasn't depressed, but I was definitely bored. And so I was like, I'm going to I wanted to continue being an actor,
Mm.
but nobody was hiring
Yeah.
at that time because you couldn't even go to the
Kind of
cinema.
a film. Yeah.
So
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? And I was like, okay, I've got to figure something out. So I started making content because I was like, why not? And I started doing Asian mom content because I find content like that really funny.
So do I, but I like, am I allowed to laugh at it? I don't know. Like,
Yes, you are. You are allowed, definitely allowed to, especially mine. Please laugh at my content.
That's good because I do.
Okay. No, I just started making like Asian mom content because I like that kind of content. And then I was, I'm just gonna make something, and then it stuck. And the other reason why I started making Asian mom content is because I didn't want to change out of my pajamas. Because if you play any other character, you got to change your clothes, right? You play a fancy girl, you got to change your clothes. You got to play a businesswoman, you got to change your clothes. I didn't want to change my clothes. I wanted to stay in my pajamas like all day long. So I was like, what kind of character can I play?
Wear his pajamas all day.
My mom.
What does your mom think of TikTok?
She actually didn't find out until 4 years in.
Oh, great. Okay.
So, you know.
What was the reaction?
She was shocked.
Does she live in Malaysia?
Yeah, she lives in Malaysia. She was shocked. But then after that, she was like, you know what? I'm actually proud of you.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
It's paying the bills, Mum.
It is, you know, and I took her and my family on a trip to Sabah. Yeah. On a trip to Sabah, which is like the
Indonesia?
east side of Malaysia.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, the East Peninsula.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, all through there. Yeah. That's incredible.
The East Peninsula. Does that even make sense? No, the peninsula is this, and then the east is that. So
It's part of the peninsula.
Yeah,
That
it's
side.
the east.
Over there.
On the other side, yeah.
SABAH. Type it into Google, everyone.
Yeah, so I took them to Sabah and everything, and it was really nice. And yeah, so we're not hiding our identity from our parents anymore. She knows now.
Yeah.
So no, it's good. She's really happy for me, and she's really proud of me, which is excellent.
That's so good. Yeah, because especially like with the older generation, especially like they don't get social media, and I can appreciate that. So it can be like showing them like alien content, but at least you're being authentic and they love it, which is it's nice to hear.
Yeah, well, sometimes I swear a little bit in my videos, and she's like, "Lyanna, I don't like that you do that. You must make only family friendly content." And I was like,
"That's not TikTok."
And I was like, "Okay." I mean, I'll still do what I want. Thanks for telling me.
No, I love it. And I know that we were talking as well that you're also doing producing and directing. Like, how's that? Like, where are you at with that? Because I'm fascinated by that. I want to hear about that.
Producing's great. It is exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. It's like exhausting, but it's good because you get to make your own stuff, and you get to be you get to decide how you want your show to go.
Mm.
You get to decide who you want to put in your show. From A to Z, it's all you. And I feel like when your baby finally gets made, you're like hella proud of it.
Mm.
And you're proud of all your efforts. I like producing, actually.
So what have you done so far? Because like, give it a shout out. Everyone should be hearing about this.
Well, I've done Life of Kia. Life of Kia is my web series.
Yeah.
It's on the channel. It's on my YouTube channel. Yeah. Right now, we're working on Boba Bing, which is a musical web series that is still in development. It's currently still in development. We're hoping to get it made next year.
How good.
So fingers
Yeah, the exclusive
crossed.
here. I mean, you've seen it other places, but you've heard it here now. So, yeah.
Yeah. Fingers crossed on that one. And I think we're working on maybe Life of Kia season 2 and so on and so forth on the channel, and then maybe a Life of Kia feature film.
How good.
Sometime in the future. We don't know yet, but sometime in the future.
Can I just pitch myself for a cameo right now?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
You can read Auntie Kia.
We've got
the
that
Asian
on
mom
camera.
character.
Yeah.
You can read the Asian mom character. You can tell her horrible things and she'll be like, "What?"
What?
Yeah.
I don't know why I
tell her
fake
good
the accent.
things.
I won't fake the accent.
Okay. No, you can tell her good things too. And she'll be like, "I always knew I was meant to be a star."
I'm just going to say this because I'm like, I literally sound like I'm selling myself to you in this way. But like, I got told when I was younger, oh, you're going to branch off into acting one day. And I used to do like acting classes when I was like 7, like really randomly.
Okay, yeah.
And I just still always feel like if it's, I don't know where it's coming because I think it's actually like a movie or something like that. But like, I don't want to become like actually, I'm not going to limit myself. I don't want to say that I don't want to become an actor because I would happily do it. But I still don't want to stop doing what I'm doing now. But I still think there's something down the track there. So like to segue into that, like when you were 18, what did you want to do? Like, where did you see life going? Because obviously, when we were younger, obviously, social media didn't exist like it did now. The opportunities that can provide you as well with segueing into so many other things. But what did 18-year-old Lyanna see herself doing?
I just wanted to be okay.
Well, at least you had that foresight at 18 as well.
I just wanted to be okay because I was not okay at 18. I was like, I don't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I wanted to go, but I kind of always knew that I wanted to be a performer. I didn't know how. I didn't know in what way or what format.
That's good because you still set the intention though.
Yeah. But I always knew that I wanted to get into performing. Whether like as an actor or a singer, I was really big into singing at the time. So I liked doing musical theater because it was acting and singing at the same time.
Do you still sing? You better still sing.
I do.
Good.
I do.
You've got a great voice.
Thank you. So I wanted to do musical theater a lot because I was like, you can do both acting and singing at the same time. That's so cool. And so I did do musical theater for a while, and I did do like theater, mostly theater, and then came here, did a lot of theater, and then didn't do any of that for like a long time. And then now I'm like getting back into it, starting with social media, starting with like, so that was, but it's crazy how like eventually I ended up doing it anyways.
That's it. Like I say to everyone, especially when we're raising teenagers or if we have young kids in general in our families or social groups, like just tell them to set the intention. Because even if you don't know how it's going to end up, if you can set that light at the end of the tunnel, like the universe pays attention to it. If it aligns with you, it aligns with you.
But like,
so that's it. You ended up there anyway.
I was so down on myself at 18.
Who isn't at 18?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I was so like, I didn't think I would ever get to this point, ever. Like it was just like a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Like you hope that you would become an actor someday and do the things you want to do. But you don't really, I never thought that I would actually be here speaking to you, doing this, being in a room like this, talking about my experiences. I never thought that I'd be here.
And vice versa. I didn't think I'd get to chat
on
the other side of the couch either.
How did you end up being how did you start reading people and stuff? Like you were a corporate baddie.
Well, that's it. A corporate baddie in his like caramel shoes with bad eyebrows. Like, those white shoes we used to wear back in the day.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I got told by another medium and like she ran a mentoring class, told me to come along. Here we are. Like,
really?
I always thought my background would be, I was doing counterterrorism and studying law, like working in, I thought I'd be like ASIO baddie.
Okay,
the other way.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like I say to everyone, there's no point planning life because at 18, there's no way that I thought I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. Like same with you. At 18, we have our pipe dreams, but there's no way that, now that you're 31, that, we just don't even know what's around the corner because even back then TikTok didn't exist, and the opportunity to do producing, directing, like the social image, it's cool.
Yeah.
So what brought you to Australia? Like that's a good segue question. I'm like, so how did you get here?
No, I came here to study.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because there's Monash in Malaysia as well. So we did like
KL.
in KL. And we did like a twinning thing. So it was like a half and half where I did the first year and a half in Malaysia in Sunway. And then I did the other half in Caulfield in Melbourne.
In Monash Caulfield.
Yeah.
And now that you've been in Australia for a good period now, what's sort of like the biggest differences that you notice about day-to-day life? I mean, between Malaysia and
there's
Victoria.
a lot more white people here.
Yeah,
there's a lot more white people here. Yeah. And y'all say funny things sometimes, like servo.
Okay. It's pretty interrupted when you said that because I started laughing. I was looking at you like a deer in headlights. I'm like, yeah.
So y'all say funny things like servo.
Well, you got the good Aussie accent there as well when you said it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you get a sanger from the servo and the arvo, what does that mean?
Yeah. So you're getting a sandwich from the service station in the evening, afternoon time.
Sis, you were so true blue.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I tried. No, and then the other one was when you wouldn't finish, when sometimes you hear people talk and they won't finish the sentences, like cool as, and I'd be like, cool as what?
As what? Yeah.
Yeah, cool as what?
There used to be this Aussie trend. It doesn't happen so much anymore, but like the real like Ochre, bogan Aussies used to finish their sentence with but. They'd be like, it's cool, but.
Yeah.
And then then even I was like, but what? Like,
See, this is exactly what I mean. Oh, good Lord. I got so excited.
Laughter right off.
Girl. I was so excited. The cool as is one that I was very confused about.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, I never can like, well, now I can, but like back then when I first came along,
Yeah.
I never could guess how people would shorten people's names. So like I was so confused because I was doing theater at Monash University Student Theater. Shout out.
Shout out, definitely.
Shout out. I was doing theater there, and then there was a guy called Lachlan.
Lockie. Yeah.
And I was like, who is that?
Who's Lockie?
Yeah, who is that?
So
Is
you
that
don't
a
do
new
that in
person?
Malaysia? People don't shorten names?
We
or-
sure do, but like
Yeah.
because
There's,
it just sounds different.
there's
Like
not many Malaysians called Lockie either. but
no,
like- yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So I was like, and also I didn't know that was how you say Lachlan.
No.
Because it was my first time
Why
ever
would you? Yeah,
seeing the
exactly.
name spelled like that and said like that. And then
Well, shout out to Lockie as well. Better be
Neve-
listening, Lockie.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Neve, the name Neve, which is such a beautiful name to say, but the spelling is completely not what it looks like.
Niamh.
Yeah. So I was looking at that in the call sheet and I was like, who is that?
Honestly, I do it as well, though. That's the thing, because like I've got Irish ancestry, like 30%. Shout out to ancestry.com for telling me. But like, I'm just shouting out to everyone today. But like, even some of the Irish names throw me. Like I see them and I've got a client called Neve, but I'm like, hi, Niama. Like, I don't know how to pronounce this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, so then then the Dazzas and the Bazzas, and I have no idea. It just happens and I'm like, and then I now have to figure out whose name
You're like,
that
okay,
is.
how are we translating this?
Yeah.
I love that.
Um,
Well, Leanne, it wouldn't be a David the Medium and Large podcast unless we connected to spirit,
okay.
because they keep interrupting in a fun, nice way.
Okay.
And
We
I
love
know,
fun and nice.
Yeah, we love fun and nice. Keep it fun and nice, guys. Make it good for content.
Yeah.
Feel free to make her cry because that's also good for content.
Oh my God.
No, no pressure.
Okay.
But you are a good actress, so if you could fake it, that would just be handy as well. See, she's crying already. A quick break to talk about Cerequin's hydrating cleansing gel with salicylic acid and aloe vera. Need a deeper cleanse? This gel cleanser removes oil, dirt, and makeup, while aloe vera soothes and salicylic acid gently renews your skin. Your pores will thank you. Trust me. Available now at Chemist Warehouse. As soon as we sat down on the couch, and I've mentioned it a few times already, like that you've definitely got energy that circles around us. It is just sort of like they're very playful with me. I know that you mentioned, I think you said you had a grandfather in spirit, but we are actually bringing forward sort of the feminine energy instantly.
Oh.
And they're very excited about they're singing a song by the Spice Girls. Spirit uses my brain like a library, so don't stress. I mean, I'm sure they might know the Spice Girls, but it's that song "Two Becomes One."
Okay.
Now, it usually for me validates, don't tell me whether you've got a partner at the moment, but usually for me that validates when we have relationships, engagements, marriages, things like that. So they're all really excited about like the joining of relationship energy. Just
Okay.
yes or no, but you've got a partner at the moment.
I do.
Yeah, perfect.
And it's interesting that you said that I had the relationships joining because I'm having a wedding in October.
Well, I
my
imagine
wedding
people
is
know
in
about
October.
this.
I don't know if I've told my friends actually.
Okay, because it's like I'm going to feel silly if you're all over TikTok, be like, I'm getting married.
No, I'm actually getting married.
Congratulations.
In October. Thank you.
I'm so glad we mentioned this instantly then, because Spirit's very excited by the elements of like the two coming together or the two becoming one. So congratulations on your impending wedding.
Thank you.
You're having two weddings.
Wow. Okay.
They've got you in 3 dresses, to be very fair. Some of that can be traditional.
In 3 dresses. Well, I was gonna change dresses. I was gonna wear like one for the day and then like change into another one. But then I don't know where the 3 is.
So this is my ignorance as like a Aussie guy. They've got you in a red dress. Would there be any part of tradition where you would wear a red? Yeah, perfect.
So like in Chinese culture, usually
that's what I was thinking, because I know red's a lucky color.
Oh well, actually yes, but then also like normally when Chinese women get married, we wear red.
Okay.
Yeah, so we wear red for weddings, and I was gonna wear red for my wedding, and then decided not to because the pink one was nicer.
They've still got you in all issues with communication as well. They don't want you to feel So even as I'm talking, my whole throat's getting blocked, which when spirit brings that in, it's communication or how we communicate on things. Don't tell me anything about your partner. So he's like Aussie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peppy. Because they're really excited to bring him into the family and the element of like the two families coming together as well.
Mm. Well, he's a great guy, so.
And he's got Scottish heritage, you know?
English
Okay.
and maybe Irish?
Irish,
Maybe?
yeah. I saw blue and white, as in like the Scottish flag. But,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, whatever. Anglo-Irish like me. He's very creative as well. He's got a really cool energy.
He does.
Yeah.
He really does.
He'd be really handy, even when you're doing like productions or just even
He is. Yeah, he really
He's
is.
very good with like writing as well. I mean, I want him to explore his musical side at the same time. I don't know whether he does any musical ventures at the moment, but
yeah.
like even playing or learning an instrument, like I can appreciate it's easy for us to learn when we're younger, of course, and I can appreciate he's an adult, but I think to explore his musical side would really sort of open up minds in a lot of ways. They want him to know, to let him be easier on himself. Like he's very sort of self-critical.
Girl, I say that all the time. I'm just like, you need to be nicer to yourself.
Yeah, because he's got such talent, and he's your
does.
fiance. Like he's a good guy. But I don't even know him and I like him, you know what I mean? Like he's got a really sort of cool, sweet energy. He's very personable, not necessarily charismatic, but personable. Like he's the kind of guy you sit with for 5 minutes and you're like, I like him. So they just don't want him to be so self-critical. It's sort of like, I think it's always good for us all to reflect on what we're doing and to, evaluate where we're at. But he gets overly hard on himself. And it's like, you're really good at what you do and you're a good person. So they just want him to go easier on himself.
I'll tell him that.
It's a creative energies. A lot of creatives
yes, very
find
true.
that very similar, I imagine. And is he Brian? Bry?
Wow. Bryce,
perfect. I love that you're getting married. Everyone's just that's all that they're focusing on with the union of coming together. There is still the element of 2 celebrations, possibly 3. Now, part of the red dress at the same time is also to do with like pre-celebration. So there might be an event like when we're getting together with family where like, again, I don't know how this works, but what I'm actually picturing in my head is more of a Vietnamese tradition. And I appreciate you don't have Vietnamese heritage, but they do like I think they call it the tea ceremony or something before a wedding.
yes.
That's what I've got in my head.
That is correct. So we
do you do the same thing?
do,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have tea ceremonies, and where like your families will come together and you'll do a tea ceremony and then you'll go and do the wedding. And I think maybe the third one is like, because I'm also having a mooncake festival party.
Beautiful.
Where it's not really to do with the wedding. It's more just because I wanted to celebrate Mooncake Festival. And that's happening before the wedding. So I'm doing like a Mooncake Festival party. And then obviously on the day, there'll be tea ceremony and then the ceremony. So maybe that's like the third party that's happening.
Yeah, perfect. I reckon that's where because there's still the elements of the 3 honourings, if that makes sense. So the honour interview. Really funny, but I call it my past life, but I actually used to be a casual waiter as well. I had a friend that owned a catering company. And I was a casual waiter for a tea light ceremony once. I remember it vividly. We're at this house in the suburbs and it was so beautiful. Like, so Spirit always, they use my brain like a library so they can always just bring up things to reference. Now there's a reference of the home connection, which will be Malaysia as well. So where are you actually getting married then?
Malaysia.
Yeah. Oh, so in Malaysia. Perfect. Good.
Yeah.
Because they've got the home connection.
Yep.
And they said don't do outdoors, but like I don't know if any.
Don't do outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh, I got news for you.
Is it outdoors?
No, it's like half outdoors,
That's
half
fine.
indoors.
Perfect. Because what you're gonna have, it's like when you're indoors, it's gonna rain, and when you're outdoors, it will be nice. You know what I mean? So there's sort of this reference of like just make sure everything runs to time.
Okay.
Which obviously, I mean, as a wedding, like of course we want to.
Yeah. It's the venue is like mostly indoors and then some outdoors. So there'll definitely still be like a whole indoor section.
But you're actually getting married outside?
No.
Oh, they've got you with like the stereotypical kind of archway. And I can sort of see like it's
there
very
is
green.
an arch.
It's very green.
I think maybe the reason for that is because it's a glass house.
Perfect.
So it
looks outdoors.
Looks outdoors,
yeah.
But it's actually protected.
Oh, I need this in my wedding. I mean, I'm not getting married, but like I'm planning my wedding already.
Yeah, doing a glass house. It's really beautiful.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And they're just wanting to essentially validate. I mean, you're going to have a lot of synchronicities and coincidences, especially with family energy on that day. So I say to everyone, but like we should always be talking to our loved ones, anyone that we want to reach out to or connect with. It's sort of the element of just talk to them. Like you don't need to come to a medium to connect. Like they're already around you. So especially in the lead up to the wedding, And I can appreciate this as well. Like there'll be the involvement of those in spirit, either, throughout the day, or like, we can mention them. We might honor them in some ways through ceremony or tradition, but they're just validating that they're really excited to be a part of it. Very excited to bring Bryce into the circle.
On my
And
side,
yeah,
they're excited about me
That-
bringing a white boy
Yeah.
into the.
but this is it,
Okay.
because it still goes down to the energy of two becoming one.
Okay.
Since you said that, do you know the word that I got in my head, which I don't know whether Malaysians say anyway, but it was guelo, guelo. But I know the meaning of that anyway, so it's sort of like
Literally a
Yeah.
guaylo. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I got called that once. I thought it was a compliment. I'm like, oh,
Well, it's not.
it's
an
not.
insult.
It's like not.
yeah,
not.
yeah. It's not an insult, but also it doesn't sound very nice.
No, but the translation of this, and I think, even by raising this, Lyanna, I think it's a really important thing because, especially for so many of us that are in, mixed ethnicity relationships. And like I've got a friend of mine whose boyfriend is African, but she's like, the very stereotypical Aussie. And she was always worried about her family's reactions and things like that. And, his culture as well, because like they're all Ethiopian, you know what I mean? And she was like the token white girl.
Yeah.
And it's sort of this validation from spirit, where they're wanting to especially validate this for you at the same time. Is it's sort of like, if you're happy, we're happy.
Mm.
And it's energy of just like they someone here passed very quickly, issues with the chest as well, like breathing, heart, lung area, really painful through here. Do you know anyone that unfortunately had like even like feels like cancer, because there's reference of internal spread, minor connections with cognitive decline, which can also be dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that, sometimes even strokes.
With someone in the family?
Yeah, it's in spirit though. There's a reference here of cancer in the circle, so that can be family, close friends, even family friends. And it references issues of mobility. My spine's really sore as well, so like something to do with like the back or the lower
Is it
back.
someone who's still alive?
They can still be alive, but they have to be going through it. If that makes sense.
going through it.
Yeah. So when we reference health, I should make this clear. When we reference health, it's not a warning. Like these are things that
Right.
people unfortunately have already crossed from, or things that we know that are going on.
So my grandmom actually is like kind of. Well, it's not diagnosed because she refuses to see a doctor, but we think that she's got a bit of dementia.
She's also having issues with mobility though, because like I can appreciate she's an older lady, so I'm not expecting her to do like the Sydney Marathon soon or anything like that, but or the KL Marathon.
Yeah. Oh well, mobility wise, I think she's like okay.
Like
She might
swollen
have
ankles though, like my whole legs feel really like sore.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, again, it's very common amongst the elders.
Yeah.
I'm not overly worried by the dementia.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, as we can all appreciate, as we get a bit older, we can get a bit slower. But no one up there's too like red alarm bells about that.
Right. Not too concerned about the
No,
dementia.
no.
Okay.
It's more. She honestly, health wise, she actually feels kind of good. To be fair, considering
Yeah,
there's
all things
multitude of things.
considered.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
honestly.
And older male coming forward on the dad's side as well. So this is a grandfather.
Oh, hello. Haven't spoken to you in a while.
Very very stereotypical of the grandfather energy, like kind of that wisdom. Very tobacco-y taste. I don't know whether he was a smoker, but someone in spirit definitely is. Because my whole mouth, it's actually probably not him to be fair, but my whole mouth has suddenly gone very like.
Could be my uncle.
It would have to be on the same side of the family though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case because you said uncle, that came forward on my left side, which is the mum side.
Yeah. Hi.
Just actually on the uncle, because I'm still on my left now. It has to be like, I mean, if you can validate a smoker in spirit though, is there an uncle earth side that still smokes? On mum's side?
There's gotta be at
Yeah,
least
I mean,
one. There's gotta be at least one.
Who's the medium here? I should be telling you. Because they're really drawn into like, it's as we said, we don't do warnings,
Mm-hmm.
but I really want so it's coming forward on the right as well a little bit, but I especially want mum's side of the family to be very focused on chest health in particular.
Okay.
So like if anyone's getting pains in the heart, like don't leave it. Like common sense says that anyway, but don't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there could be blocked arteries or something like that where we can heal that now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the chest, because again, I kind of feel like even as I'm breathing in, it's kind of like taking a drag from a cigarette. So it's kind of like
Okay.
even pneumonia issues as well. Like, I don't know, like I can appreciate Malaysia's got, the most beautiful tropical sort of humid weather, which can also unfortunately cause lung issues. So they are telling people off for smoking, but Spirit never really cares about smoking, to be very fair. They're like, hey, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. And yeah, I know you're able to validate grandfather in Spirit for me before as well. He's got a real chilled, quiet energy to him. Don't tell me how he crossed over, but he's sort of wanting to validate that it's kind of like filling in the gaps. So whether some members of the family weren't completely sure kind of what happened in the lead up to it, or like even after he crossed over where they weren't really sure necessarily what happened, if that sort of makes sense. He's very, very peaceful energy around it. But yeah, at the same time, again, I'm like a broken record. I'm just going straight back to the wedding. And everything will go off without
Wow,
a
y'all are
hitch.
really excited about the wedding, huh?
Well, it's always, and Spirit, it's a good point to mention. Spirit loves always when we have like significant milestone events in our lives, like weddings, births of children, of course, like all the things that they would want to be there for Earthside, but especially again because your wedding's really unique.
How do I connect to like on the day? Like, what should I be looking out for? Or
Great question, because I've been having these conversations privately with a lot of my clients lately. I always say we should be the one that sets the intention. So even on the day, say to your loved ones in Spirit, anyone that you're wanting to connect with, be like, okay, I want you to show me that you're here. Show me this, or play this song, or show me this shaped cloud. Make it, test them, allow them to show you.
okay.
Because I say if we look for signs in everything, then nothing's a sign. But if we set the intention and have something very specific that we connect with them, and then we see it, we hear it, we smell it, whatever it is, and then that's them showing us that they're there. In particular, though, they're referencing Coldplay, which again is so random.
Coldplay.
We're turning this into a real Aussie wedding. Okay, I'm going to say that. Don't be surprised if Coldplay randomly starts playing on your wedding day.
Okay.
Like obviously Malaysia knows Coldplay, but like I just think you're going to hear like probably Yellow by Coldplay.
I will look out for that.
That's so random.
I will look out for that.
But even so the older generation, like I can appreciate your grandfather doesn't know Coldplay, but they will use things that are still relevant to us.
Okay.
God, I don't think I've ever said look out for Coldplay on your wedding day.
Y'all are funny.
You're walking down the aisle and Coldplay starts playing. Like,
oh, that was not the song that I was going to pick.
Yeah, but you're not the one in control now. Spirit is. And what's the question you've got around wedding shoes or something? Because as soon as you lift up your foot, they went.
Oh.
Do you still have to get wedding shoes? What's the deal? Have you bought them already? What? Because the wedding's not that far away, Lyanna.
I have 5 shoes. I have shoes.
Good.
I've got
options.
shoes. Yeah, we've got options. I have shoes. My outfit is done. Wedding venue is done. Catering is done. Everything is done. Y'all can calm down.
There is something about the shoes, though. Just make
there is something about the shoes.
Triple check that you're packing them, whatever you're doing when you're taking them.
Okay.
I would ideally, if you've got any that have I don't know what they mean by delicate heel. I'm assuming the shoes have heels on them.
A delicate heel. Well, it is like not a very high heel.
Yeah.
It's like a shorter heel.
I don't know how to translate that, but yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Just be really wrap them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't just. I'm sure they're gonna. Your wedding shoes. You're not just gonna chuck them in the suitcase. But even if you could, maybe take them carry on.
Okay.
Just to avoid it. I'm not saying that, your suitcase isn't getting lost. So I don't want you to worry about that because that was where my brain went instantly. I'm like, we can't lose anything. But they just have the shoes with the delicate heel, or they just don't want. If we would put it this way, if we were to pack them, they could get damaged.
Okay. The shoes with the delicate heel. Might be the other one. Might be the shiny ones.
Well, I thought ones that maybe have like a thinner heel.
Those are the ones with a thinner heel.
Yeah.
I was going to bring the white ones though. The white ones are not the ones with the thinner heel. So.
Give us guidance, guys.
Okay.
They kind of want to go the delicate heel.
They want the shiny ones?
They kind of want the shiny ones.
But guys,
does it ruin the outfit though?
It doesn't ruin the outfit, but it's just not as comfortable, y'all.
So it's not beauty and comfort don't go hand in hand.
That's true. Yeah. Beauty is pain. I know this. I know this very well. That's why microneedling sucks.
Need your skincare routine ASAP, by the way. Perfect. Now, from a work perspective.
Oh, yes.
Whether this has come forward already or not, but you're actually going to be doing something with tourism. So whether like, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind, it's sort of like, are you in Malaysia promoting Australia? You're in Australia promoting Malaysia, but there's going to be the elements of the cross boundaries. There will be
Really?
so many offers that especially come through with 2026 because they're referencing silver plates for 26. So silver plate lifting up the lid is like an offer, but there's a lot there to do around travel, tourism, or connection. And
Between like,
well, it can be anywhere really, but
okay.
yeah, like I mean, the obvious conclusion, yeah, can be, the Aussie who's got Malaysian heritage, like the mixture of, the tourism boards. Maybe Australia, you can do promotions in Malaysia, or maybe Malaysia gets you to promote in Australia. But there's definitely something going on there. Even as I said this, and I think I might have mentioned this before somewhere, Vietnam. So there could also be something about working in Vietnam. I know that sounds really random.
Okay.
But there's a lot coming up because it's especially with your creative talent, which I love that they call that because that's exactly what you are.
Thanks, guys.
There's going to be a sort of like surprise energy around that, especially around sort of March, April in particular next year.
March, April.
With sort of opportunities that are presented to you. So they might be really left of field. So it's sort of like, I'm a director, I'm a content creator, I do producing. Like I've got this, massive cool
Right.
community on TikTok, for example, and they'll be like, yeah, but this, and you're like, okay, I never thought about that, but absolutely.
Okay.
So be like open to opportunity. I mean, you'll know when you see it, like whether it's your vibe or not. Like they're like, Lyanna, I want you to come in and be our face of an accounting firm. You're like, no, you know what I mean? Like that's not me. But like,
Okay. Yeah.
There's going to be some really interesting sort of because what they're showing is all these roads that kind of connect.
Okay.
So it's sort of like some of the roads might be a bit left of field, a bit right of field, but they're really going to sort of come in, which is
So March, April.
yeah.
Okay. I'll look out for March and April and the damn shoes.
And the shoes will be fine. But they kind of, they want more of the thinner, longer,
Okay.
Apparently they
I
do
hear
fashion
you.
advice from Spirit. There you go.
I hear you. They are very nice shoes. They are very shiny. I'll listen.
But they said you don't have to walk much anyway, but you have to be standing all day. So
I do have to be standing all day.
it's like literally your wedding.
Literally.
Like
How about this, guys? I'll bring both.
right. Well, maybe all 5. I don't know. Do you have any how are you feeling about the wedding day? Like obviously it's exciting, but as you mentioned, like everything's in plan. Like it's like a massive event. It actually feels very cool.
I am actually, honestly, whenever people ask me how I feel about my wedding, I'm like, I feel like I should be more stressed about it, but I'm not. I feel like I should be more concerned about it, but I'm really not. Because it's
everything's organized.
It's fine. Yeah. Like I've got the venue, it's booked. I've got the caterers, I've got this, I've got that. The only thing that's not confirmed yet is the flow of the day, like how it's gonna be, like what happens now, and then the specific scheduling. That's not done yet, but that is pretty easy. Like you can just figure it out.
Especially when Chris Martin's walking you down the aisle. I mean, how are we going to work this out from Coldplay?
I was like, well, actually, it's a funny story. I was about to have people dance down the. So instead of a walk, it's going to be a dance.
I like this.
It's going to be like a full dance.
Yes, I accept. I will be there. Thank you.
Okay.
I like the offer.
All right. Well,
when in October are you getting married?
11th.
11th. Where am I? What day is that? That's like a. That's a Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah.
I'll be in Gold Coast, unfortunately.
I'll think of you.
Thank you. I'll be thinking of you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, health-wise, they keep scanning over the stomach. They don't want you to stress about that. So, I mean, females, I say this a lot, females predominantly sort of stress and anxiety through the abdomen. It doesn't have to be about the wedding, of course. It can be just about general life. I hate sounding like a 495-minute phone hotline kind of medium, but you're definitely got very strong mother energy. So if children is something that you would like one day, it will be there for you. It's completely your choice how you bring that forward, though. If you want to at all, like just
I have mom energy.
Yeah. Well, from
Alyssa, I got mom energy.
Maybe not right now, but like the opportunity to become a mother if you choose to be. So I would say to everyone, like just because we're young and we're like got the opportunity doesn't mean that we have to be parents. There's nothing wrong with not having kids.
Yeah.
But if it was part of something that you would like to do, it's there for you. Like so the way that Spirit translates that, like if you were like, okay, I've decided I would love to be a mum. I want to try to have a child. It wouldn't be something that would be a very long drawn out journey for you.
Okay.
Like, unfortunately, some beautiful people unfortunately have to go like down the IVF route or, freeze it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would never happen.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm
How do you feel about kids?
Fertile.
I sound like I've scared you. Is children something that you would like? I'm really putting you on the spot now.
I actually don't want kids.
So fine. Either do I. I never wanted. I mean, I wasn't likely getting one pregnant, but that's it's a bit more complicated for a gay man to have children. Yeah.
No, I actually didn't want kids. I don't hate kids. Like I don't
I
hate
do.
them.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
I don't hate kids. I just don't see them for me because
Mm.
I have frankly too much to do.
Yeah, and it's I say this with everyone as well. It's always about timing. Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong. We shouldn't be made to feel selfish, or shouldn't be made to feel like that we're, somehow not honoring how wonderful and amazing and special life can be just because right now there's other things that I want to achieve. Everyone's soul journey will take them on different pathways.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone is meant to be a parent. Some people are born to be incredible parents, but if you're feeling like there's things that you need to do, get it done. Like, that's it, because that's what you're being driven to do and what your soul's here to do.
Yeah. Also, I feel like whenever I think about my ideal life, children really I don't see kids in that at all. I see me in like a loft style apartment with a dog or two, my partner.
This is my vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then but no kids. That's like even my ideal life doesn't have kids in it. So I'm just like,
They're still pushing it towards now. Like, it's so funny.
it's the Asian in y'all, I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, maybe, to be very fair, like, can't escape the Asian grandparents and the Asian family.
Yeah,
Like,
literally,
have
they're
kids,
still like, please. I mean, my mom really wants one. My mom really wants me to give her grandkids.
But you said that you had a niece.
I have many nieces.
So mum's got grandkids. She just wants it from you.
Yeah, she just wants, from me.
Well, it sounds like she's been very like, Mum, you've already got some. Like, what's the limit here,
but
Mum?
I think she's not very close.
No.
Yeah, she's not very close to them. So like, I think she wants one from the family, the core family.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
My advice would always be, and everything I say comes from spirit in this sense, but it's just like, live your life. And if it's meant, and even the spirit said to you, if it's meant to happen, it will happen.
yeah.
And, as we said, there's nothing wrong with feeling like that we're somehow lacking or not good people just because maybe procreation is such a weird word to use, by the way, is not a part of our journey right now.
Yeah.
And who knows? Like, I mean, everyone always said to me, my opinion could change as I get older. And I was like, well, it hasn't, because it hasn't changed for 30 years so far. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but
Is
then-
everyone telling you right now that I'm going to have kids?
No, they never necessarily said that. It was more the
Okay.
option of like, if you wanted it is there, or it would
Okay.
happen easily.
Okay.
On the flip side of that, Lyanna, if you're not wanting children, then like, stop me from saying this if you don't want me to say this, guys. If you don't want children, then be very careful.
Yes, I will be very careful.
Yeah, because it's sort of like, it could happen relatively, inverted commas, because there's, how do we measure it, but easily.
Okay.
And no one is suggesting that you're going to get to 39, 42 and be like, oh my God, I really want kids now. Like,
Yeah.
you might, but
Yeah.
that's
Well, I
not
mean,
what
it's good
they're
to know that things are still working
100%.
as they should be.
Yeah, but I mean, they did go over. That was more around like, I don't know whether you've been getting like digestion issues or anything
Oh
like
man, that's
that. Yeah. So when they're scanning over the stomach, it was more kind of to do with that, more so than like reproductive health. But I mean, good news
Right.
either way. Like,
okay.
But yeah, good segue into it, because if we've got the magnifying glass going over the stomach, and I think I said this already, but females predominantly sort of stress and anxiety through the abdomen. So
I
unfortunately,
do.
Yeah.
I do. I definitely do. And I have like weird, like when I get anxious or like really that kind of like nervous energy, it's like right here always. And
You
it's
just
in
feel
my
it?
traps as well.
See, again, you've really ticked off a really interesting thing, because women predominantly saw that through their neck and the upper shoulders, because it's the weight of the world. So it's responsibility and pressure that's more so placed on women than men, especially when it comes to our family or our friendship groups, our circles and things like that, where women carry a lot more for everyone than men do. So their advice is, and I would 100% say this, every time you're feeling things, just pay attention to where on your body you're feeling it. Like, really tap into it and tune into it. And then for any of us, work out what the trigger point is.
I do need to be better at listening to my body.
It's all a learning game. Like, that's it. So do I. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
There's things I ignore still. Stereotypical man. But yeah, the body will tell us what's going on before things happen.
Yeah.
And that's what they really want you to, it's not a warning. Like, as I said, I'm not worried about health for you, but they do want you to really pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
we are like a car. Like, our whole body is like, the lights will come on the
Yeah.
dashboard, and if we ignore it, then it causes bigger issues.
Yeah.
Dairy's not ideal for you though, so I don't know whether you've got much dairy in your diet at the moment, but avoid cows, I guess.
Okay.
So if you find flare-ups, I mean, you've got incredible skin, but like, do you ever get eczema or psoriasis or anything like that? Because I can't.
have
You have. I
before.
was about to say, because you've got incredible skin, so I don't know why they're bringing that up.
I have before.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like maybe 2 years ago. I had like allergic reactions to some makeup products.
Okay.
Yeah, I had like some allergic reactions to some makeup products. Thankfully, we are in the clear now. I've narrowed down exactly what products
The
were causing
chemical
it,
source, yeah.
and taking them out now. So we're back to
Yeah.
normal.
Were they products that you were using already, or were they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were already products that I was already using, and then
And then eventually had an effect. So
yeah,
there you go. So what spirit? Because where I want to go with that, that's why I was thinking, is paying attention to the stresses that are actually going on in life at that time, because it's not necessarily the makeup that's causing the problem.
okay,
It's the internal of how your body's processing, and then it needed like a scapegoat, for want of a better phrase, to then
right,
reference, hey, you can't do this.
huh,
So then when we get stressed over image, maybe that's actually the key, because it can also
okay,
be as your public image is growing.
right.
It brought it out. So you get an eczema on the face, obviously, with makeup.
Yeah, if I'm wearing the type of makeup that has the ingredients in
Mm,
it that I can't use,
mm,
then I'll have a flare up.
mm. Because I say to everyone, like, it's not that chemical impacts you, absolutely. But what is it about you and your energetic body that reacts with that? Because that makeup chemical doesn't react that way with everyone.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it wouldn't exist.
yeah,
So it's a really interesting thing for us to pay attention to when we have allergic reactions or chemical reactions or anything, because it's not that actual chemical or that pollen or that bee or that shrimp that's causing it. It's the internal that's processing
it's
the
funny that you
energetic
say
body.
that because I only just discovered very recently that I'm allergic. I think that I'm allergic to prawns.
So I said shrimp, and I even said
Yeah.
shrimp. Like I didn't even call it a prawn. Like I don't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then my mom
Mm.
also discovered around the same time that she was allergic to prawns.
So
And I
now,
was like, so it's your fault.
but this is the thing. It's energetic connection.
Yeah.
So
So I
how long
wonder
ago
if
was
that's
this?
like kind of
Yeah,
tied or connected in some ways.
I would say yes. I mean, but like everything's a sign for David.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what? So how long ago was this then?
The
The prawns
prawns.
that you found out that
I
mum
think
and
that's
you.
got to be like last year.
Hmm.
Last year was, I think, probably when I discovered it properly.
Hmm.
Um, and then I think I told my mom. She was like, "No, you can't be allergic to prawns. You've
had
eaten
them
it your whole
exactly.
life."
You've had it for like 20 plus
Next
years. Yeah.
minute, literally, like I think a few weeks later, she's like, "I think I'm allergic to prawns too," and I'm like,
Hmm.
"Well, you weren't allergic to prawns years ago,
Yeah,
and now you
you've
are."
you've had prawns your whole life too. So the way that I would translate that, and this is something for you and your mum to delve into, because I mean, obviously you've got a beautiful relationship. I mean, no one drives us more crazy than our mums do, but my mum's my best friend at the same time. If you're both dealing with something at the same time, there has to be an emotional connection behind the energy. So the energetic body's reacting because you're both close, and your energetic bodies are
Right.
linking, even though it
Mhm.
doesn't matter location wise. Like that's irrelevant. So yeah, it's interesting that I don't know what
Interesting.
the spiritual meaning of prawns is necessarily, but I'm sure ChatGPT could tell us. Like
Yeah. I wonder what it is.
delve into it, because again, you're not allergic to prawns. I mean, you are, but it's not the prawns' fault.
Right.
Like, because if it was the prawns, literally everyone on the planet would be allergic to them.
Yeah.
Like, we all don't go out and eat rainbow frogs. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
poisonous frogs, because they're poisonous.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something that the prawn represents spiritually or energetically that's causing the physical body to then react to it.
Huh.
But it's literally like a light on the dashboard of the car telling you to be aware of things. Yeah, it's hopefully that makes sense. Because in my head, I'm like, okay, I get where you guys were going with it.
Okay. I'm not sure how prawns
Hmm.
are gonna.
It's like a
but-
spiritual tool. It's not the actual prawn itself, essentially.
Yes. Yes.
But if we find out the spiritual meaning of prawns,
Hmm.
that could also be an indicator, because it might say, argument's sake, it could be like, okay, well, this is how we see ourselves in the world then. So then it can sort of reference that, okay, I've got anxiety or a more negative emotion that's causing a physical reaction to how I see myself in the world. I'm actually going to Google it right now.
Okay.
Spiritual meaning of prawns.
Okay.
It's gonna
Well,
be
they're
something.
kind of like the cockroaches of the ocean, right? They're like
Tasty cockroaches.
tasty cockroaches of the ocean because they're sea bugs. They're sea bugs.
I guess they are when you think about it. I'm never going to do this on a podcast again. Spiritual meaning of prawns. That's a good real
You're gonna
highlight.
have a funny Google search after this.
Many cultures, prawns symbolize good fortune, prosperity, and abundance.
Hmm.
So the way that particularly in Asian traditions, There you go. So the way that I would translate that, and you don't have to answer because it can be personal, of course, but with everything that was going on in the family circle around then, whether there was concerns around money or abundance or fortune, things like that. Because if it's affecting your mum around the same time, maybe it's an ancestral thing that's within mum's line.
Huh.
And then prawns symbolize a trigger point for it. So we were like, I have prawns. After all this time, I'm suddenly allergic to it. You're not allergic to the prawns, but it's bringing up issues around good fortune, prosperity, and abundance.
Huh.
It sounds so nuts, but then when we actually track it in our life, you're like, oh, it did make sense.
Right.
And
Well,
then
so then if we solve that, can we start eating prawns again?
you probably literally could, to be fair.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
it. Because there's also cases of people that have been allergic to things that then through, exposure to it or through healing can stop it. Because allergies in some cases, and I'm not saying not all cases, obviously it's a
Yeah.
generalization. Of course, some people are literally completely fucked by things. But
Yeah, because sometimes allergies, they come and go.
exactly.
You could be allergic to something and then like 10 years down the line, you're not.
Same with autoimmune issues. Some people suffer from chronic autoimmune conditions or digestion conditions. And then through healing or through acknowledging or recognizing patterns, traits, and things that need to be acknowledged, suddenly they're not allergic anymore. Suddenly they're not dealing with chronic arthritis, chronic inflammation, stomach issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what. Wow, that must have been a weird time because it was literally like a few weeks apart.
Well, that's
Literally a few weeks apart. Suddenly she had but her symptoms are different to mine. So
the symptoms is just
the symptoms are
yeah.
are different to mine, and but it was literally just a few weeks apart that she was like, "Guess who else is allergic to prawns?" Me. I was like,
fun, mum. Love that.
so maybe we were both worried about money at the time.
Well, it's it's a common worry that everyone has. I mean, you've got a wedding coming up, everything like that. Yeah. But that's where they go. The universe is very complex. So even if we don't understand the spiritual meaning of prawns, the universe does. You know what I mean? So we're like, why would I be allergic to prawns? Everything has purpose and placement. That's where that. With it, health-wise, I do feel very good though. Besides digestion and the shoulders, but otherwise you're great.
Well, that's why I go to the gym to try and strengthen the muscles and everything so that I don't get too crazy. But yeah, the shoulders are definitely insane.
Especially the traps though. If you could also get a massage, just wrap it up. Wrap it up. Just massage it up.
Yeah.
But any questions for me before we do conclude, Lyanna?
No, not really. But I am really curious about career and work. Because I think because things have changed so drastically for me in such a short amount of time. And I guess I want to know that I'm on the right track to getting to be where I want to be.
Do you feel like you're on the right track?
I feel like I'm on the right track. So far, everything that I've gotten so far has been very inspired.
Good. Just remember, nothing happens by chance. You're aligning with who you want to be or who you are.
Yeah.
Even as you're talking, Spirit holds a steering wheel up in front of your face, which is why I asked you the question, because it's the symbol of you having the ability to drive wherever you want to go. So if you set the intention about it's kind of like manifestation in some ways. Ask yourself the question, but literally write it in the note section on your phone, write it on your laptop. Like, where do you see yourself in 6 months? What do you want to achieve in 6 months? What do you want to achieve in 12? Where do you see yourself when you're 35? Yeah. Set the intention. Life never necessarily turns out exactly how we planned because we're along for the ride. But you're still setting goals energetically with the universe. It's like a co-creation. So you're in a good spot. You really are, because even for me, there was all these branches leading out everywhere before, but they all ended up in the same point. So it's sort of like wherever you choose to go, it's going to end up where you're meant to be.
That's so crazy.
Just take it day by day. Have fun with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Now, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook on @Lyanna_Kia or just Lyanna Kia. And that's Kia as Kea.
Not Kia.
Yeah, not Key.
Yeah.
It's Kia.
She's the original Kia.
Yeah.
Lyanna, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cheers. I feel a lot closer to my family now.